You are now listening to the Melanetizen podcast.
On YouTube.
For full-length episodes, you can visit us at SoundCloud at Melanetizens.
But for now, enjoy the clip.
Subculture, can you make a joint tour throughout the U.S. on a tour bus happen?
I mean, maybe not on a tour bus. Whatever is most economical, because
I want a tour bus.
$600, please. Like, I really.
Okay, how cheap? Okay, but think about it. I feel like in the long run, tour buses end up being cheaper than flying multiple people, their whole crew and staff, first class, business class, and then getting everyone an individual hotel room. Which with bigger groups, they get individual hotel rooms. So, you know, I feel like a tour bus might end up being the best bet, and it's a new experience for them. You know,
it could be a really good variety, reality, whatever show.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to pitch our cities in the U.S. to rotate between.
Number one for me is Dallas. Because Dallas, though, if they did a joint tour, you could get a group. You can get, they would be able to play at the American Airlines Center in Dallas instead of constantly having to play at the Verizon Center. Which, Verizon Center is cool. Like, I like how it's an amphitheater, so it's designed to where, like, no matter where you really sit at, you can see the stage and have a pretty good view of the stage. So that's cool. But I'm kind of tired of going there all the time for concerts, and plus access. So, and then they also have the Bomb Factory as a venue, which is a like club / concert venue that's in Deep Ellum, but it's smaller. It's like all standing. So if it's like I believe that's where Taeyang had his concert. I feel like that's just like super squished and like a lot.
I feel like it's definitely more of an indie act.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not necessarily indie, but just someone. I saw Erykah Badu there. And it was packed. It was so like couldn't breathe. People were fainting. Like kind of craziness there. And I find that whenever groups come to Dallas, they do have a really good time, because they're not getting recognized, and they can kind of move around and kind of sightsee, and not that there's much to sightsee, but they can, kind of do things. So, yeah.
Number one for me. Cute Bow Down by Beyonce. Houston. You already know, ya tu sabe. Why? Because I'm here. You're welcome.
Wow.
Okay, but actually, if you can go to Dallas, you can go to Houston. So this, like we said, actually I'm not sure if we said it, but this is like the rotational list, because America is a vast, vast land, very diverse, not only in people, but composition, geography, all of that stuff. So as we're getting more adventurous with the K-pop concerts here, we still need to be strategic. So these are themes that are Melanetizen approved. Melanetizen approved. Houston, Melanetizen approved. Really nice venues. I've never been to like a Houston K-pop show and like not liked the venue. I've only been to too, but I liked both venues. We also have Toyota Center. We also have like there are lots of different venues in Houston, and then the ones that companies usually pick are located around restaurants and stuff. I like food, so I like food to be easily accessible. Yeah, Houston isn't as bad as you would think.
No, and then it's also like if they have a venue that's around like downtown Houston, there's museums you can go to, there's shopping, there's like other stuff you could do, which I feel like as a K-pop fan, if you're traveling, you want to get the most out of your trip because it's so expensive to travel. And then I also feel like as a K-pop artist, like they don't want to be stuck in the hotel. They're probably like, oh, what is there to do around here? And more than likely they're gonna go out and do it. So like it's a win-win for both sides.
Yeah.
Another city, I guess number 3 on the list is Los Angeles because self-explanatory.
Basically.
Because I'm here.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah, LA is self-explanatory. Biggest Korean population in the country. A lot of idols are from here. Yeah. Next.
Going back to the South, the A, Atlanta, ATL, because there are K-pop bands in the South.
Usher's homeland, Usher's hometown.
The home of black music. So, yeah. There are lots of K-pop fans in the South, but for reasons, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, South Texas, Atlanta. Let's just Melanetizen approved. Atlanta. Nice, significant Korean population. Atlanta. I've always heard good things about the venues there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's chill. And it's Atlanta. Melanetizens.
And
Chicken
I feel
waffles.
like exactly. So like if I feel like it's okay, so I feel like with places like Dallas and Houston, idols don't really know what to expect. Like they're just kind of like, oh, Texas, oh, okay, like yeah, like there's so many different. Like when you say Texas or when you say Dallas or Houston, there's so many different images that can come up to your mind, and some of them aren't like the best. So like you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. But I feel like with Atlanta, it's so rich in like culture and like so many different things that like when you if they were to go to Atlanta, more than likely they'd be more motivated to like get out and do stuff and probably learn something. And I don't mean that as shade. I just mean that as like just like no, honestly.
Like really, like Dallas and Houston are kind of placeless, if that makes sense. Like they're very generic. I guess southern, not even really southern. Texas is that weird like crossroads of like the Midwest, the Southwest, and the South. But they're just very kind of like strip malls, restaurant, commercial building, hospital. Like it's very generic. You don't really get you really have to be going all the way out of your way to get a sense of Texas when you come to the cities, maybe except for like San Antonio, maybe Austin. but I feel like Atlanta really, like, it's very southern.
Yeah. Next on the list is New York City. Also self-explanatory.
Even though y'all crazy.
But, yeah. Like, we were kind of debating whether we should put New York City on the list just because.
I think there's been like one tour where I didn't hear of like someone low key getting assaulted. Like, to high key getting assaulted. My favorite was Infinite, where there's like leave on the floor after.
Who was it? Someone at Infinite in New York ended up getting choked out. Had to be like, there's just so much.
There was a fight at the AOMG concert. Jay had to stop the show. What, 17?
There was a fight at the.
Someone threw their phone, or their phone fell, almost hit somebody upside the head. Like,
they threw it.
Like,
I feel like shit has popped off at BAP New York City concerts. It's a lot.
It's so ridiculous.
So.
But you're still there.
Yeah.
Anyways, Chicago on the map.
More specifically, Rosemont.
Yes, that was a really nice experience. The transportation is easy to maneuver. I think the public transportation is easy to maneuver from Rosemont to.
We literally hopped on the train and it was
Chicago.
like, let's go to Chinatown.
Just do that on the train. I'm not sure if that's really the case for New York. I've never really tried to like go from like an outskirt of New York City to somewhere specifically in New York City. But great venues. It's centrally located because we're trying to be considerate. So Kentucky, Indiana, Wisconsin, Ohio, West Virginia, Missouri, Iowa. That's your camp. That's for y'all. And Chicago's just like, it's a pretty nice city. It was. I didn't actually plan anything as far as tourism, but I still was able to like go about country and find nice things. Mm-hmm. So, and Ticketmaster. That's always a plus.
Next one is San Francisco. So this one was kind of up in the air because we knew we did South California, we'd have to do something up north in the in the northwest at least. So we were debating between Seattle and San Francisco. Seattle's about as a major city as far northwest as you can get. And then San Francisco is just like in Northern California, and a lot of people in Northern California really don't like driving to Southern California, specifically to LA. It's literally like a turn off from like going to these concerts. So like, oh, maybe like going to Seattle might be better. But Seattle's literally 2 hours away from Vancouver, and we're just doing a list for like US cities, and like under the impression that they're gonna go to Vancouver and Toronto. So, like, okay, well, if you're in Seattle, you can just kind of go to Vancouver.
Get your passport ready, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sort that out. It's 2.5 hours, like.
And then, so we decided to go with San Francisco, which is a beautiful city. And there's a lot to do there, too. So, you know.
Okay. Too much protest from certain other Melanetizens. I put DC on.
It's only one more. It's only one more.
I put DC on the map simply because. Okay, so the whole Northeast, Maine, whoever's there, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to while out with New York and Jersey. Pennsylvania, choose your pick. But I wanted something for the DMV. I believe DMV, Virginia, for the most part, has a significant Korean population. So there's a possible like network to tap into to like really get the word out or whatever. And West Virginia, I know for a fact that there are fans in West Virginia. I probably know all three of them. No one's ever coming to West Virginia. But let's at least give them something a little closer. Because we're not going to Ohio, so like, yeah. So we wanted to do something on the east that was a bit in the middle. Regardless of who's in office.
So that was my complaint, because you will not catch me and my black ass in DC in Trump's America.
So not quite Melanetizen approved, but still on the map, still in rotation. Because we know y'all not going to Baltimore.
They really ain't about that life. Atlanta,
Richmond.
Baltimore.
What else is in Virginia aside from Richmond?
Girl, I don't know.
Like, I mean, just go to DC. But, next on the map.
Denver, Colorado. So this kind of seems out there, but when you think about it, so it's kind of a good point. So like people from like New Mexico and Arizona.
Because we ain't coming to y'all, sorry.
Like if y'all didn't want to go to Texas, I would totally understand. So
it's 24
Denver's right
hours
there.
from that part of Texas to like Houston, so.
So it's kind of like a good other like slightly Midwest, but a little bit more West location. And plus I feel like Denver has a lot of cool venues that are like just big enough to like pack in a good amount of fans there and like have it sell out, but you don't have to worry about like, trying to fill this huge venue. And I feel like there's a good amount of things to do in Denver, and no one ever really goes there. There's really no K-pop anything there, so like it'd be new for everybody. It'd be a good experience.
All the Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, all the Cowboys, like a little bit of K-pops. Boogie on down to Denver. Or
the shade.
If you're in the Dakotas or Wisconsin, you can boogie on out your mansion to Minneapolis.
Can't. He said Wisconsin. Wisconsin? Wisconsin. I can put you in a mansion somewhere in Wisconsin.
Iconic. Okay, but Minneapolis, for real, sizable, significant East/Southeast Asian population, more people of color than you would expect. So diverse, and it's also kind of for the people who can't quite make it down to Chicago.
Yeah.
Anyone who lives in the middle of Canada, I don't know how far that is, but maybe you can get on a boat, dock it, like making a triathlon. I don't know. Yeah, the Dakotas, the top part of Montana. Ride your horse on down. I'm so trifling. But again, we're trying to touch all the different regions because the U.S. spans the entire width of the North American continent. So, like, yeah, and it seems really nice. The people who I've heard talk about it as a place to like go for a K-pop concert have liked it. So, and there are definitely a lot of K-pop fans out there, as well, showing the Midwest some love,
Hey.
learning from Hillary. And last but not,
I mean, isn't this? I guess it's technically 11, but like,
okay.
you know, whatever. Miami. Welcome to Miami.
Bienvenido a Miami.
Miami is a cool spot for a K-pop concert because it's Miami.
It's just
So like, it's just a really cool place because you got the beach, then you got this Cuban flair that's like all over Miami. You might learn some things. You might meet some people. The clubs are banging, so if they want to go out, or if you want to go out and show out, you can do that.
yes. Also, any of the Caribbean fans who are able to get to the U.S., I feel like Miami would be an easier place to get to than like Atlanta or New York or somewhere. So,
but like, it's the beach, so
Shiny World PR.
girl,
Like, they could save some coins.
I would live. Us all in Miami, bitch.
We would.
Wake up the next morning not remembering shit.
But yes, so that's our K-pop event map of the US. This is our proposal for Melanetizen approved cities to pick and choose from when you are planning your THAAD era K-pop world tour.
Yes.
Because
subculture. We're talking to you.
Because we're ready to go anywhere, but not really. So, like, these are the wares
Right.
we're willing
The
to
way my bank account is set up, like.
So, did we pick a more comfortable, more accessible city for you on our map? Leave a comment down below. Are they still way too far from you and you still have to like pay a booty load to the nearest station or the nearest tolerable station? Is someone mad that we didn't pick Seattle?
Greensboro.
North Carolina?
It's what you call Greensville, North Carolina. Why didn't you pick up?
Why didn't you pick Missouri City?
St. Louis. Imagine a K-pop concert in St. Louis.
I want Nelly to come out on stage.
Right.
Not, what was the point?
If he
What was the
doesn't,
point?
what's the point? Absolutely. He has to have the band-aid on his face and everything.
But yeah, leave a comment down below. Tell us what cities we left off. We're still probably not going to put them on because we deliberated very seriously about this. And DC, I fought for you. I fought so hard for you. So, yeah.
Thank you for listening to this clip. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
And remember, you can find us on all social media except MySpace and AIM at Melanetizens. We will see you on the internet. What? Bye.